Fellas, we are currently in the midst of a gooning epidemic, and it has gone so far that not only have we seen men on average become weaker, become less resilient, and become so dependent upon female validation, so dependent upon those images on that screen that they can't even control their own lives, but it's gotten to a place where this now exists. Now, I get that it's probably not you. You wouldn't be caught dead or alive doing something like this. But this is an example of just how far it's gotten. And to be honest with y'all, it all needs to stop. I don't care what excuses you have for it. Cut the gooning out of your life. Stop playing with your damn self. It's freaky, it's dirty, it's nasty. It is unnecessary, and it is making you weaker. Oh, but you don't understand, but I need this, but men need this, but... It is nothing more than a display of a lack of discipline, lack of control over self, a lack of masculine core essence. And you will always be better off for it if you cut it out of your life. Before 21, 22 years old, I thought it was impossible to live without this nonsense in my life. At this point in my life, I don't indulge. It's damn near been a decade. Nah, but you need it, but you don't understand, but it's impossible, but it's so hard. It might be the hardest thing you do in your entire life, but guess what? You will gain everything as a byproduct of it. So that being said, let's get into this damn foolishness. Let's cue this up, shall we? Lord have mercy.
4.2K in an hour, literally just telling a man to send me money over and over again. No nudes, no memes, no explicit content. Let me show you. So this is our Apple Pay drain. This is when we had to move to Zelle because his Apple Pay declined. And then this is the text of him saying, this is what I...
Some of y'all are going to say, well, you know, she's probably lying. She probably gave up a whole lot of something, a whole lot of coot nanny for that money. And to that I say, you know what? She might be lying, but maybe she's not. As a matter of fact, maybe she's telling the whole entire truth that there are dudes out there who are willing to drain their bank account just so they can feel like they have female validation. Just so they can
have left and me telling him to send the rest. Don't worry, y'all, he had an extra 10K he was cashing in tomorrow. But the whole point of this is he wanted me to do this. What I'm showing you is a role play called a drain that is involved in financial domination, KINK. There's literally a whole niche of spicy work that revolves around you draining men's bank accounts, being kind of a bratty Regina George or a mystic, like goddess, like matriarchal figure, and like telling men to drain their bank account for you. And that is the role play they want. They don't want to meet you. They don't want your nudes. They want you to dominate their finances.
Yes, these guys are sick. Yes, these guys are mentally challenged. Yes, you would never give up your bottom dollar for one of these chicks. But guess what? You're still a gooner. Guess what? You're still giving yourself over to this hypersexual imagery that continues to be pushed, perpetuated, and pedestalized, and you give into it. Now, maybe not you, but the dude next to you, right? So you might want to put this a little louder, put this video a little louder so they can hear you in the back of the room right there. You continue to indulge yourself in animalistic behavior, and you wonder why you do not have control over your own life. It's not simply about that one urge. It's about how it affects everything else in your life. Shannon Sharpe is currently in the midst of seeing everything he has worked for since he was 10 years old. He is now a 56-year-old man. He is seeing all of that crumble in front of his eyes because he had the inability to control that. Kanye, now Kanye's crazy as hell. Kanye's batshit crazy. But Kanye has said himself from the horse's mouth that it is his obsession and his addiction to those freaky, dirty, nasty images that have led him to the place that he now is. And shout out to brother Tony Gaskins out there for the freaky dirt. It's nasty, freaky, dirty. That's why I got that. That's exact. There's no better way I can put that. There is no better way. It's nasty, it's freaky, it's dirty. Simple as that. You're creeping. Now, again, maybe you're getting the real thing. Maybe you're, well, you know, I'm knocking them down. I got plates that I'm spinning, whatever nonsense. You are still sexually undisciplined. Now, you may feel better than the dude who's over there with the hoodie on in the damn dark with the damn screen glued to his hand and other hand on you know what. But you are no better when it comes to your ability to control yourself. to make decisions on the basis of your best as opposed to being controlled by these urges. I can't explain to you the level of not just mental, but also emotional clarity I get. The fact that I don't need female validation. I love my girl to life. But if anything were to happen, I know I'm okay. I'm good because I don't need. Look, let me get this foolishness off my screen. I don't need. I want, I desire, and I'm thankful for, but I don't need. You are in a place of need. You thirst for, you lust for. You can't walk down the street without Googling and you're drooling. Like a damn Mongol, like a Neanderthal of some sorts. You can't walk by, you can't scroll by. I mean, it blows my mind that you have dudes in relationships, because I used to do some relationship consulting back in the day, etc. And I'll be asked the question, oh, is it okay if my dude watches this type of content? I say, you kidding me? Well, are you? If you're both doing it, then you can't be a hypocrite. You can't have a double standard. I'm not for that. But you're justifying your dude being that nasty, that freaky? I mean, it's not even freaky. Freaky has now been connotated almost with a positive thing. That creepy? Really? With that somebody that undisciplined? Again, if that's what you want, that's your choice. But I tell you right now that yes, that is a form of infidelity. But you don't want to see it as that. But it does get in between you and the actual intimacy you can have in a relationship. We like to make excuses, women as well. Well, it helps my relationship. Well, it helps our relationship. Now they're talking about a side chick helps your relationship. This is how far the depravity has gone, to the point where this chick right here, and there's a reason why I brought this specific clip to hammer this point home. This chick right here is telling y'all that she gets paid. She gets paid to do what? Can somebody answer it in the comments? She gets paid to do what? Give you the answer right now. Spoiler alert. She gets paid to do absolutely nothing. Dudes are draining their bank accounts just to have a glimpse of female validation. And that is heartbreaking. Folks, you have pedestalized the coot nanny. That's what you've done. You've put it on the... And that's what happens, mind you, when you continue to chase ass. That's what happens when you continue to goon and things of that nature. There's NBA players right now, dudes who have chicks throwing themselves at them, and they are getting the corn stars, the chicks at the booty club, right? Taking their clothes off for a living. They're getting these sorts of women pregnant because they're so infatuated and enamored with these individuals because they're given over to that quote unquote adult content, to the point where they will end up being 50, 60, 70, 80-year-old men just draining the bank account, maybe even 20, 30-year-old men draining their bank account just so they can sniff in her direction. I'm telling y'all right now, I don't know this chick. I don't know her from Tom or Sawyer. But I tell you one thing. If I see this chick just down the road,
I have made over 750.
She's not getting a cheese sandwich from me. Not a ham cheese sandwich. Maybe a loaf of bread, maybe some bread. But damn it, she ain't getting a sandwich. I'm not giving Nail Net a dime, not a dollar. I don't know you. You're not my wifey. You're not my people. I'm not building with you. Who are you? But yet they're...
$40K in 4 years now. You can make up to $5 to $30 to $40K a month, all from your phone, all with your clothes on. And if you want to learn more, comment Brat or go to the link in my bio. Toodles.
So she's going to teach you the game. Some ladies are watching this like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. And truth be told, you're a fool. A fool and his money shall soon part ways. A fool and his money should part ways. If you are a whole ass fool and you got some money, you deserve to lose that damn money. You do. You do. You deserve to lose the money. Now let's go through some of these comments, see what's going on. I don't blame these women. Yeah, I don't blame them in the slightest. If I could get people to send me money for nothing but insults in return, I'd do it. Imagine doing it on a boss you hate. Sign me the F up. I honestly don't believe a woman who looks like this can make 42. You'll be surprised. That's what I'm telling y'all. I have seen some absolute simpatico. The simpiest of simpish behavior coming from these dudes. Those aren't men. They are just tarded. Yes, we can blame them. Zero shame, no morals. Bring back God and bring back shame. Good for you. Yeah. Well, we can blame. Yeah. I don't know who he's saying we can blame. My wife and kids already have this job. That's the comment of the day. My wife and kids already got that job. It's fully occupied. Money's already getting drained in them ways right there. But again, this is the end game. This is what it looks like. You're going to be paying just for the semblance, just for an image or a thought of a woman. AI girlfriends. Are you kidding me? You paying for a robot? You know it's a robot? Nah, bruh. Nah. And I know we can point to, well, the male loneliness epidemic, men having no purpose, etc. But there has to come a point where we take personal accountability and we stop blaming. I could hold the 304s, etc. accountable all day long, but when are we going to talk about this? When are you going to talk about what leads to this? I did a video not too long ago. Dude was paying $1,000 a day to have a phone call with this girl talking about, did you get it? Did you get the latte? Oh my God, she's drinking the latte on video. That's the latte I bought her. You damn fool. I believe that some of the most unredeemable characters in society are PIMPs, 100% without a shadow of a doubt. But back in the day, they used to, the degenerates used to aspire to be that, to get money up out of a chick. Now the degenerates are filling these chicks' pockets up for validation, to be cussed out. I literally cannot. Yeah, fellas, cut that addiction out of your life. I'm gonna say it like your big brother says it to you, not like a therapist or nothing like that says it to you. Just cut it out. It's making you weaker. It's making you less of a man. It is. It really is. Having a layup with a hold, having to chase some tail, it's making you weaker. If you want to focus on relationship, then create an intention for it, to become the man necessary in order to get the woman necessary to build that family. That's why I don't preach the red pill. I don't stand for a lot of that nonsense. A lot of those dudes don't have wives. They don't have, nuclear families as they preach. They may drop a truth every now and then, but they're not living the actual quote unquote message. So I don't go for that. I want to listen to the men who have families and have sustained those families over a long term. Those are the ones I want to continue to learn from. Those who are in committed relationships. They are honest. They ain't got no side chick, no this, no that, no this. I'm cool off that. It's time for us to change the culture, and nobody's going to do it for us. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Now, if you'd like to stay around, make sure to click that little subscribe button down there, or you can show some love by going to the description below and clicking on the button titled Buy Me a Coffee. Leave a little something there, or click on the Cash App. Leave a little something here. Till the next time, peace.
I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see the light again. I can see the light. You can see the life in him illuminate the night. I know the time is taking. A 3, 6, 5, that's a full rotation. I see you looking up, you know them constellations. Constantly gazing like house of praises, you get to praising.